Hello everyone. We are going to talk about Michael Faraday, one of the most important scientists of the 19th century and one of the fathers of electromagnetism. Michael Faraday was born in Newington, London in September 22nd, 1791. He was born on a humble family. He got basic studies and he had to start working at an early age. At 14 years old, he started working as a newspaper delivery man and then buying books, where he could read his first scientific articles that motivated him to do his first experiments. After attending some conferences about chemistry by Humphrey Davy, Faraday asked him to let him be his lab assistant, started cleaning the lab and the lab material. Chemistry was what attracted Faraday to science, and with the passage of time, he made contributions to physics. As time went by, Faraday was highlighting and starting to get more responsibilities, like write scientist articles and supervise experiments in Davy's absence. And thanks to him, he met some big scientists like Ampere, Gay-Lussac, and Volta, who recognized his great intellectual and talent for science. After conducting the experiment of the first electric motor, Faraday gained world fame, and his mentor, Humphrey Davy, accused him to plagiarism and made Faraday was not named member of Royal Society, maybe for envy to see his disciple, a man without studies, be more recognized than him. After a while he began to give lectures at the Royal Society, where he exhibited his experiments and discoveries. After years and years of hard work, Faraday began to have health problems. He lost his memory for short periods of time and suffered nervous attacks, but he was still brilliant and smart. Michael Faraday is remembered as a humble man from he cleaned the floor of Davy's lab until he was named the best scientist of his days. He was a man uninterested for money and wealth, a great person since he was born until he died. He shared his life with an only one woman, Sarah Faraday, who accompanied him until his death in 1867. He was buried in London at a private funeral, and he made numerous contributions in electromagnetism and optics. He was a genius. Now, my partner is going to talk about his contributions to science.
Thanks, Santiago, for that introduction. Even though the electrolysis was discovered accidentally by William Nicholson, while he studied the operation of batteries in the year 1800. Years after, Michael Faraday developed and published the laws of electrolysis. Even he put his own name in that laws. But what mean electrolysis is the process by which ionic substance broken down into a simpler substance when an electric current is passed through them. The motor of Faraday was the precursor of the actual motor, where the electric current is converted into the mechanical energy. Thanks to the Alexandro voltage batteries, many scientists like Michael got an energy source to experiment with a lot of things. Even the electromagnetism was a product of that. Faraday made that first motor mainly because he observed that the needles of the compasses that were carried around a conductor, it linked up making a circle, and obviously it got his attention. Immediately he made two versions of an electromagnetic rotor that it consisted in a wire hanging on a glass recipient, and inside it there were a magnet and mercury. However, many people make that rotor with water and salt. In the first rotor, the magnet rotated around of the wire, and the second rotor, the wire rotated around a rigid magnet. That was the beginning of electromagnetic induction. Okay, years after, Michael creates practically the first electric generator, known as dynamo or Faraday disc. It was a copper disc that rotating through a crank. When it rotated, immediately make an electromagnetic field, and also for some magnets. Here it works in an opposite way than a motor, because the mechanical energy is becoming in an electrical energy. For last, I'm going to talk about of the famous Faraday's cage. There is a metallic cage that helps to protect to the electric shocks to the things that there is inside it. When a person is inside it, the electric field is zero. Thanks to that dimension, we can consider a car or an airplane has a Faraday's cage.